Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you quickly how to install a virtual machine on Linux, in this case Arch. So first you have to install all the necessary tools. So let me just open my notes. So you have to install qemu, which handles the virtual hardware part, and it communicates with KVM. KVM is a module of the kernel. Anyway, and then you have to install Virt-Manager and virt-viewer so that you can actually see your VM. Right, so I'll just leave these comments in the description, or the commands in the description, so you can install them. So just run them, and then you have to enable the libvirt service. So it's just that command, systemctl enable. Right, and then you add your user to the libvirt group so that it has the necessary privileges. Right, and then I found that if you have UFW firewall installed, it's a bit finicky if you're going to install the bridges as well. So if you're going to use bridges for your VM, I'll rather go with firewall D. So I'll just use these commands to convert from UFW to firewall D. It's very easy. And I think I like firewall D better, but UFW is pretty good. Right, but if you're not going to install bridges, so just quickly bridges. Basically, if you're going to install a bridge, it basically just uses your physical connection, your host machine's port, LAN port, bridges it to your local LAN. So your VM will be part of your local LAN. It will get an IP from your router and so on, and you can access it. But if you want it secluded, if you want your VM secluded, then just use NAT. It will be completely secluded, but it will still get internet. Anyway, so if you're going to use bridges, which obviously it's better because you want to build out the complete network, adding lots of VMs to your network, then these are just the commands to set up the bridges. So you create your bridge, BR0, that's usually the default name. Right, and then switch the connection from Ethernet to bridge. So your Ethernet physical Ethernet connection from your host, you combine that with your bridge so that things can start working. And then you just have to add the firewall rules. In this case, for firewall D, you just add those rules. So you add your bridge to that rule so that it can work. Yeah, that's basically that. So I'll just leave all these commands, or you can just search for it. It's very easy to set up bridges and so on. Right, so once the first installation is good, you're gonna open your virt-viewer. So let's just go to my application manager, virtual machine manager. Let's open that. As you can see, I've already got Arch Linux installed there as a VM. So all you have to do if you want a new VM, just click the plus sign and then locally install. So if you have the ISO file locally, you can use that one. Otherwise, just choose any of these other ones. Forward, you just see the architecture options. Yeah, obviously x86 64, or if you have an ARM CPU, choose that one. Forward, okay, then you just add your media. Click here on browse local. I'm just going to choose Arch again. It will pick it up here automatically. If it doesn't, you can just unclick that and type in whatever that name is. So I actually chose Bazite before and it couldn't find it. So yeah, just do that then. Click that, choose volume. Right, so it picks it up there. I set automatically. Did I screw it up now? Okay, I made it confused. It did pick it up before. Oh, there it is now. Okay. So just click forward, choose your memory and your CPU, make sure it's enough for you. Forward, all this is good. You can just increase your size of your drive, of your virtual drive. Forward, and then you can change this name if you want to. Call it whatever you want. And then very important, customize configuration before install. You don't want to just start installing. There's a few changes that you need to make. So choose that. You can actually choose your network here, but let's just go inside the settings page. So click finished and it opens the settings page immediately. Right, the first ones you don't have to worry. You can just go through them if you want to. Obviously, boot options, make sure your CD-ROM drive is selected and move it to the first one so that it can boot. You can enable the boot menu and then choose it from there, but it's a bit unnecessary. And then remember to apply each time you make a change, apply it. Right, that's just a virtual disk. There's nothing there really to change. There's a CD-ROM drive and then your network card. Obviously, if you're going to choose bridge, make sure it's bridge device, virtue, choose the virtue device model. And there's the name. So you can change the name if you want the device name. I'll just leave it on default. Right, but if you want to use NAT, you can. Like virtual network default NAT. That's going to put your virtual machine on a separate private type of network. And if you want to access it from your network, you're going to have to open ports and all that. But yeah, it's a good way just to keep one of your virtual machines complete private. Okay, so in this case, bridge mode, right, and then display. Oh yeah, it will warn you. You have to save it or apply it every time. Use the Spice server. That will be the viewer that you can see your VM in. If you have the graphics card, OpenGL, choose that, and then choose your graphics card here. So I'm not going to choose that now. And then yeah, save. And then video virtue, if you have a graphics card, again 3D acceleration, better performance, virtue, and that's it. The USB, you don't have to worry about that now, except if you're gonna boot your operating system from your USB, because you can. Right, so apply that, and then here at the top you can just say begin installation, and there it goes. Arch Linux install medium. That's it. Then you install it pretty much straightforward. So let's just kill this one. Shut down. Force off. It's quicker. Force off is quicker. So that's the setup there. I can't think of anything else really. So just make sure the most difficult part is these bridges. If you're going to set up a bridge, what is difficult is not creating it, but well, there's nothing difficult about it. Just create it. Just make sure all your names and stuff are right. Then connect it to your physical host connection so that your host connection minus ENP37 is 0. That's usually a good indication of what your host Ethernet port is. Right, so it's going to be in bridge mode, and then you just have to make sure it's up and running. So switch the connection from Ethernet to bridge, all these commands, put it in your firewall, and that is basically it. So yeah, like I said, just make sure there is commands that you can check if your bridge is down or up. It has to be up and all in green. Then it should work and you should get internet. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward to install a VM on Arch. Which one was mine now? I think the newest one is first. Oh god, I'm just gonna delete it, aren't I? I think it's that one. Ah well, always start. start again. That's how you delete it. So yeah, like and subscribe if you like this video. And as you can see, I fully changed to Arch. Well, in this case, it's CashOS Hyprland. So I fully transitioned from Windows 11 to Arch or CashOS on hardware. It's, as you can see, it's not in Hyper-V anymore. It's not a VM. This is my actual machine, and it was so easy. I just transitioned and boom, everything works. Here's my OBS as a slide out. So cool. Everything just slides out. There's my time. I should have done this way long ago. Anyway, tell me if you've transitioned and what are you waiting for? Good.